G'day guys, welcome to Gravy Boat Cooking and Camping. Been a while since I've put a video out, but today we're going to have a look at a new barbecue, the Kamado Joe Big Joe 3, and we're going to cook some pork ribs, so stick around and have a look how it's done. Here's the Kamado Joe Big Joe 3. That's basically the inside, bit of a blowout before. So down the bottom is your ash catcher, and then we put the charcoal basket in, which we'll do in a second, and all the air comes from that bottom and through those side vents there. So I'll get that charcoal basket in and show you what it looks like. This is what it looks like with the charcoal basket in. So I'll get some more charcoal for it. This is Pro Smoke, but I've been using heat bead lump as well. So just natural hardwood charcoal, and it burns for a very long time once it's going. And Colty is here helping out. Hey Colt, you're going to light it up for me? Alright, let's get some other charcoal in first, then we'll light it up. I'll have a quick look at that. There you go. So, just burn it in the middle. Now that's all you need to do. We'll open this bottom vent, and the bottom is open fully. And what we're going to do now is we'll leave you here while we put in the slow roller ring. Now, put that down, please, something there. Okay, so this is a slow roller. It's new to the Big Joe 3. Now what it is supposed to spread the smoke evenly. There's a plate that goes on top of that, and we'll put it on when it's going. It's supposed to spread the smoke evenly throughout and not have too much of a hot spot in the barbecue. We're also going to get some chunks of cherry wood. Because we're smoking some ribs. So there's 2 chunks of cherry wood there. You can throw one in, mate. Just throw him in, doesn't matter where. Yeah, probably not right on the fire, but that's right. We'll just put them to the outsides, and they'll keep smoking as we go along. Okay. Eventually it'll smoke, yeah. Yep. Alright, so we're going to let that go. We'll shut the lid now. It's a bit squeaky, the old hinge, that's right. I'll open that right up. So, probably didn't see that, but here is the top here, and now it's right open, and the fire can breathe and start. What we'll do is we'll let that come up to temperature until that dome heats up. And once that dome heats up, then we can start adjusting vents and bring it back to where it needs to be. So be about 20, 25, 30 minutes before that all starts to heat up. We'll come back then. Okay, so it's been about half an hour. So definitely heated the lid up. Probably a little bit too much, but that's all right. We'll do. So we'll open up the squeaky old hinge, and I'll show you the inside. Okay, so you can see in there that fire's going. I've knocked this vent back, this bottom vent back to about a finger width, and now I'm just going to add the accessories. So on top of the slow roller, this plate goes there, and then from there we need to add the divide and conquer shelf. Now it's got bits that it fits into. That's straight there. I don't need to add this bit here. That usually holds the plates, but I don't need plates today. Put that down there. Up nice and high for this one. Look out. Let them heat up and give them a bit of a scrub before we put the ribs on. But that's how we set it up, ready for a cook. Now, the smoke, you can see that smoke in there now. What we'll do, it's not fouling or anything. And if you have a look at the top there, you do have 3 ridges, 1, 2, 3, 4 ridges, and usually for about a 225 cook. We'll put it at that first ridge, and we'll put it about a finger width down the bottom. So let's let that settle down, settle out on temperature, probably another 20 minutes, and then that'll give me time to prep the ribs and get them on. Now, you've all seen me cook ribs before, but the process here is to take the back sinew off. I use a butter knife and some paper towel, and that just allows you to pull that off a bit easier. You don't have to get all of it, but the more you can get, the better it turns out. Also cut some of the fat and any sort of excess flappy meat off the back. I try to keep as much of the meat as possible to make the ribs a bit bigger. But yeah, after you've got all that, well, they call it a membrane, you've got the membrane off the back and you've trimmed them up a bit, then it's just time for a bit of a rub down with some mustard. You'll see me get to that in a second. And then I used Lane's barbecue rub for these ribs. It's called a Sweet Heat, and it turned out pretty well. I'd use it again. See me trimming a bit more of the fat off the front, and just make sure that you're not getting any big fatty chunks in the ribs when you're eating them. Squaring them up there, making sure they're all nice and neat on the ends. Time for some rub and a bit of mustard. Now with pork ribs you don't need to put too much rub on them, you can just put a little bit on just to give them a bit of a coating. Something like a brisket you want a lot more rub than that, but porkies you just want enough just to give it a bit of a bark on the outside and enhance the flavour. Alright, back on the barbie. A little bit of smoke building in there. Because we've got the slow roller in, temperature really should be pretty close across all parts of the grill. So I might actually go one that way. That way. Go to the thinner parts. Just in a bit. Oh, yes, no. Right first time. Smoke rolling now, and so we'll leave that. We'll leave it for about an hour. We'll give it a bit of a baste, and then every half an hour after that, and with a bit of beer, and we'll see. Give them a wrap at 2 hours and go from there. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but just the faintest blue smoke coming out of there. And that's what you want. You don't want it to be too thick. You want a nice, even rolling smoke, and that's what you've got at the moment. So, get a nice bit of smoke into those ribs, and then we'll give them a wrap at 3 hours. Then we'll wrap them for 2 more after that, 3, and then we'll unwrap them, sauce them up, and let the sauce set. Should be ready to go. About half an hour in, and you can see that the temperature's dropped a bit, so it's sitting at about 210. So I'll open that up just a little bit there, but I've also opened that up a smudge more, so it's about a crossways. Bring it back to about a cross finger width there. Just allows us to just warm it back up. I won't open it and have a look because that'll just lose heat again. But you see that smoke still rolling out of there, so that's good. We'll keep this going. Alright, set at 250. That's moisture. Alright, another half an hour. Rightio, we're going to these are wrapped now. It's pretty thick alfoil, but and being the size it is, we should be able to get single wrap. Now, sometimes I do some brown sugar, butter, sauce. This time I'm going to do some sauce and just the rest leftover beer that we've been basting it in. So just the sauce will give it a bit of stick. The beer will give it a bit of moisture so it doesn't dry out. Wrap them up nice and easy. Now, you want to wrap tight, but you don't want to push the bones through. So that's your end result. Get away with that. Do the rest like that. Line these up as best as we can. Righto. Now I've knocked the heat down a little bit up the top here. It was sitting about 300 Fahrenheit, I don't want it that hot. So knock the top down a little bit. That should slow it down, maybe set it around 250 for the rest of the cook. And yeah, we'll give it another 2 hours now. They should be absolutely spot on. Some cornbread's in the oven. If you want the recipe, hit me up in the comments and I'll put it in the comments for you. So, pulling the ribs out now. Hope they haven't stuck too much to the, oh, look at that. here's the finished result now. Garlic butter beans, some ribs and cornbread. I won't lie, the ribs got a bit hot and they did get a little bit on the crispy side at the end, but they were still moist inside, so that's the main thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and check out some other videos on the channel. Cheers.